Hey there, dear listeners of Life Philosophy. I'm thrilled to be back with you today, diving deep into the timeless wisdom of Gautam Buddha through a story that's as profound as it is simple. So grab a cozy spot, maybe a warm cup of tea, and let's journey together into a tale that unravels the restless nature of the mind and the path to true peace. This isn't just a story, it's a mirror to our own struggles, a gentle nudge toward understanding ourselves better. Ready? Let's begin. Picture this, a dense, serene forest, the kind where the air feels ancient, filled with the whispers of leaves and the gentle murmur of a nearby river. Here we meet Kaushik, a young monk with a fiery spirit and a deep dedication to his spiritual practice. He's just taken a purifying bath in the river, the cool water washing away the dust of the world, and now he's settled under a sprawling tree, face tilted slightly upward, ready to sink into meditation. His mind is reaching for that quiet, sacred space when, plop, a bird perched above drops its mess right onto his freshly washed face. Can you imagine? You've just cleansed yourself, you're trying to connect with the divine, and nature pulls this little prank on you. Kaushik's reaction is, well, let's just say it's not very monk-like. His eyes blaze with fury, his calm shatters, and he glares at the bird with such intense anger that, believe it or not, the poor creature bursts into ashes on the spot. Yes, ashes. Now, instead of feeling remorse, Kaushik feels a surge of pride. Ah, my penance, my spiritual power, it's working. I've got something to show for all this discipline. He bathes again, sits back down for his practice, and by afternoon heads to a nearby village to beg for alms, as monks often did. Standing outside a modest house, he calls out, "Give alms!" A woman's voice replies from inside, soft but firm, "Please wait a bit, I'm coming soon." But Kaushik, still riding high on his morning victory over the bird, isn't in the mood to wait. His ego is puffed up, his patience thin. He shouts louder, "Give alms!" Again, the woman responds, "Just a little longer, I'm on my way." This only fuels his irritation. He's a great monk, after all, or so he thinks. How dare she make him wait? Finally, the woman emerges with a plate of food, and Kaushik snaps at her. "I am a powerful monk with divine abilities. How dare you keep me waiting?" But this woman, she's not intimidated. With a calm, almost amused tone, she replies, "What's the rush? I was feeding my husband. He's blind in both eyes. Surely you can wait a moment, can't you?" Kaushik, still seething, glares at her with that same fiery stare that turned a bird into ash. But she doesn't flinch. Instead, she looks him straight in the eye and says, "Don't stare at me like that. I'm not some bird that will burn to ashes." Whoa! Kaushik freezes. His mind races. How could she possibly know about the bird? There was no one in that forest to witness it. Stammering, he asks, How do you know about that?" She brushes it off with a quiet strength, saying, "It doesn't matter, but with all that pride swelling in you, you're not in a state to learn anything." Humbled, yet desperate for answers, Kaushik folds his hands and pleads, "Then make me your disciple." But she shakes her head. "I'm just a housewife. I don't take disciples, but I can point you to my master." She gives him an address, and Kaushik sets off, his curiosity outweighing his wounded ego. He arrives in a nearby town, following her directions, only to find himself in, get this, a butcher's street. The air is heavy with the smell of meat, blood, and raw life. Kaushik, a Brahmin who considers even stepping into such a place as sin, is horrified. "This can't be right," he mutters to himself, eyeing hanging slabs of meat and the gritty reality around him. But the address is correct, and soon locals point him to a shop where a butcher, covered in blood, is meticulously cutting meat with an almost reverent focus. Kaushik hesitates. A butcher, my teacher? Impossible, he thinks, turning to leave. But before he can take another step, the butcher calls out, "Mahatma Kaushik, that woman sent you to me, didn't she?" Kaushik stops dead in his tracks. He hadn't told anyone his name. How could this man know? Speechless, he waits as the butcher finishes his work, cleans himself, and invites Kaushik to his home. There, after bathing and serving his elderly parents with tender care, the butcher sits down with Kaushik and asks, "What's your question?" Kaushik, still reeling, blurts out, "How did that woman know about the bird? How do you know about me? I need to understand this power." The butcher smiles, his eyes kind but piercing, and says, "It's simple, my friend. Whatever work you do, do it with full participation, attention, and compassion. That woman cares for her blind husband with every ounce of her being. I serve my parents and cut meat with the same dedication, ensuring the animals feel the least pain possible. If I didn't do this work, someone else might, and who knows how much suffering they'd cause. I do it because I believe I can do it best." He leans in, his voice steady, and continues, "When you pour yourself completely into your actions without attaching your identity to the work, your mind becomes still. And in that stillness, you start to see beyond yourself. You can sense the thoughts and feelings of those around you, just as that woman sensed your story, just as I knew your name. It's not magic, it's presence." I want to pause here for a moment, friends, because this is where the story cracks open something vital for all of us. Think about your own life. How often do we rush through tasks, half-hearted, distracted, or worse, defining ourselves by what we do? I'm a teacher, I'm a parent, I'm a failure, I'm a success. We wrap our worth around our roles. But what if, like this butcher, we could let go of that attachment? What if we could approach every single thing we do, whether it's washing dishes, writing a report, or comforting a friend, with total focus and love, without letting it define who we are? Kaushik's journey shows us the danger of pride, how it blinds us to the wisdom right in front of us. He thought his spiritual power was in burning a bird to ashes, but real power, as the housewife and the butcher teach him, lies in humble, compassionate action. It's not about the grandeur of the task, it's about the heart you bring to it. As the butcher might say, cut meat or chant prayers, but do it with your whole soul. That's where true clarity, true connection is born. This story, my friends, isn't just about a monk learning a lesson centuries ago. It's a mirror for us. I remember a time in my own life when I was so caught up in proving myself at work that I missed the small, sacred moments, like really listening to a colleague who needed support. I was Kaushik, full of pride until life humbled me, much like that housewife's calm rebuke. Maybe you've had moments like that too. So let's ask ourselves, what work are we doing today, big or small, and how can we bring our full presence to it? How can we act with compassion without clinging to the labels of what we do? From a man of anger and ego to a seeker of true wisdom, he reminds us that the path to understanding isn't in power over others, but in service, attention, and love for whatever lies before us. So, go out there, friends, and whether you're sweeping a floor or leading a meeting, do it with your whole heart. You might just find a stillness, a clarity that lets you see the world and yourself in a whole new way. Picture this. A serene setting under a sprawling banyan tree where Gautam Buddha sits surrounded by his disciples. One of them, visibly frustrated, steps forward with a question that I'm sure many of us have asked ourselves at some point. Buddha, his voice trembling with desperation, says, "What should I do? My mind doesn't settle anywhere. I long for calm, for solitude, but it's like trying to catch the wind. My thoughts keep wandering, restless, untamed. Please tell me, how can I find peace?" Buddha, ever the compassionate teacher, listens with unwavering attention, his eyes reflecting a quiet knowing. Instead of a direct answer, he offers something even better, a story. "Let me share a tale with you," he says, his voice soft yet commanding, "and within it you'll find the answers you seek." The story begins with another teacher, a wise guru, guiding his disciples in the art of meditation. During one session, a curious disciple stands up, his brow furrowed with doubt. "Guruji," he asks, "I've been wrestling with a question for days. We all eat food and hunger disappears for everyone, right? So why doesn't meditation work the same way? We follow your teachings, yet some of us find stillness quickly, some take years and others never do. Why the difference?" The guru, with a faint smile, doesn't answer right away. Instead, he says, "Tomorrow I've been invited to the home of the wealthiest man in the village, the Seth. Come with me and perhaps you'll see something." Intrigued, the disciple nods, though he's utterly clueless about what's coming. The next day, they arrive at the Seth's grand house. The Seth's wife, a kind and gracious host, has prepared a feast. They sit to eat, joined by the Seth himself. But the moment he takes his first bite, drama unfolds. He flings his plate away with a dramatic huff, shouting, "What nonsense is this? There's no taste at all. Servants, make something else." And just like that, he storms off. The poor wife, mortified, apologizes profusely as she serves the guru and disciple with care. They eat in silence, savoring the meal, though the guru deliberately leaves 2 pieces of bread on his plate. Turning to the Seth's wife, he asks, "Daughter, could you wrap these 2 loaves in a cloth for me?" She does so, and they leave. On the road, the guru turns to his disciple with a twinkle in his eye. "So, how was the food?" The disciple, still processing the Seth's tantrum, replies, "It was delicious, Guruji, really good." The guru chuckles, "Just delicious? Nothing more?" The disciple shrugs, confused. "Well, it filled my stomach. What else is there?" The guru presses on. "If it was so tasty, why didn't the Seth like it? Why did he throw it away?" The disciple stammers, I don't know. It was perfectly fine. I can't understand it." The guru smiles mysteriously. "I'll explain, but for now, just walk with me quietly." They trek on, veering away from the path to their ashram. After a while, the disciple can't help but ask, "Guruji, where are we going?" The guru only replies, "Keep walking." Soon, they encounter a man on the roadside, a frail, gaunt figure in tattered clothes. He collapses at the guru's feet, pleading, "Oh, kind sir, help me. I haven't eaten for 4 days. Please give me something, anything." The guru gently helps him sit under a tree and hands over the 2 loaves he'd saved. His eyes light up as if he's been handed gold. He eats ravenously, tears streaming down his face, his hands gesturing skyward as if thanking the heavens for this miracle. "You've saved my life," he whispers between bites. When he's done, the guru asks, "How was the taste of the food?" The man, still emotional, shakes his head. "Taste? There was no taste. There was God in these loaves. There was life, nectar. This wasn't just food, it was everything." With a final bow of gratitude, he leaves. Turning to his disciple, the guru finally unveils the lesson. "See, my child, the food was the same. For the Seth, it had no value. He found no satisfaction. For you, it was tasty, a small joy. But for this hungry man, it was divine, a lifeline. The difference lies not in the food, but in the thirst, the need, the longing. So it is with meditation. The deeper your yearning for stillness, the greater your hunger for peace, the sooner you attain it. Satisfaction doesn't come from the act alone, it comes from the heart's readiness." Back under the banyan tree, Buddha pauses, letting the story sink in. Then, addressing his disciple directly, he says, "You ask why your mind doesn't settle. Understand this, the mind's very nature is to wander. It's not meant to stay still. When we have abundance, like the Seth with his endless feasts, the mind grows bored and runs away. When we have just enough, like the disciple with his meal, there's mild attachment. But when we have nothing, or when something is tied to our very survival, like those loaves for the hungry man, the mind vanishes. In that moment, there's no judgment, no restlessness. There's only presence, only life." I can almost hear Buddha's gentle voice as he continues. "You might wonder, if the mind's job is to keep us running, will we ever find peace? Will we ever stop? Most people run their whole lives, chasing one thing after another, from birth to death. But there are rare souls who awaken. They see the futility of this race, and they stop. They don't chase. Instead, things begin to chase them. These are the enlightened ones." He leans in, as if speaking to each of us personally. So, how do you stop? How do you tame this restless mind? The answer is meditation, but not just sitting with closed eyes. True meditation is being fully present in what you are, in what you love. Think of a singer lost in her song, her mind dissolved in melody, or a gardener tending to his plants, so immersed that past and future fade away. That's meditation. Living your nature, being what you truly are. When you chase what you're not, mind takes over and you're left incomplete, always running. But when you embrace who you are, concentration comes naturally. You become whole. Isn't that beautiful, friends? I find myself reflecting on my own life as I share this. How often do we chase things that aren't meant for us, only to feel that nagging emptiness? I remember a time I pushed myself into a career I didn't love, thinking it was the right path. My mind was a whirlwind, never settled, always craving something else. It wasn't until I started writing, something I'd always felt drawn to, that I found moments of stillness. It's not perfect, but in those hours, I'm present. I'm me. Buddha's teaching here isn't just ancient wisdom, it's a living guide. He reminds us that the mind will wander, that's its nature, but we don't have to be its slave. Through meditation, through finding our true calling, we can anchor ourselves. And if you're curious to dive deeper into Buddha's life and philosophy, I highly recommend the book Being to Becoming Buddha. It's a treasure trove on his early life, the middle path, the Four Noble Truths, and so much more, explained in a way that feels accessible yet profound. So, my friends, I invite you to pause and ask, where is your mind running? And more importantly, what is it that makes you feel truly present, truly you? Maybe it's time to stop chasing and start being. This is a story that hits close to home for so many of us, a story about battling the ever-persistent shadow of laziness. So, grab a cozy spot, maybe a warm cup of tea, and let's journey together into this profound encounter between a struggling soul and a wise sage. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll feel a spark of inspiration lighting up within you. Our story begins with a man who, quite frankly, is drowning in his own inertia. He's the kind of person who wakes up each day with no direction, just drifting wherever life's currents takes him. Laziness isn't just a habit for him, it's a heavy cloak he can't seem to shake off. Desperate for a change, he seeks out a sage, a muniver, a revered teacher known for piercing through life's illusions with crystal-clear insight. Picture this. The man, weary and defeated, sits at the sage's feet under the shade of an ancient banyan tree, the air thick with the scent of earth and wisdom. He pours out his heart, saying, "Muniver, I'm troubled. This disease called laziness is consuming me day by day. I want to live a hard-working, happy life, but I can't do anything. Please show me the way." The sage, with eyes that seem to see right through to the soul, responds with a gentle yet piercing truth. Laziness creeps into the life of a person who has no big goal, no purpose to chase. You're not living, my friend. You're merely spending your days. The man nods, almost sheepishly, admitting, "Yes, Muniver, I have no grand aim. I just go where life leads me. But tell me, how do I rid myself of this laziness?" And here, friends, is where the sage lays out a roadmap that's as relevant today as it was centuries ago. He identifies 3 root causes of laziness, each a thread in the tangled web of human struggle. First, the absence of a big, clear goal. Second, a lack of understanding of how our own mind and body work. And third, the company we keep, specifically surrounding ourselves with idle, unmotivated people. Let's unpack these one by one, because each holds a mirror to our own lives. Starting with the first, the sage explains that without a powerful goal, laziness finds fertile ground. A clear purpose keeps you motivated, he says. When laziness whispers in your ear to rest, a strong goal shouts back, "This is no time to waste, act now." But he warns, and I love this bit, that a goal shouldn't be born out of fleeting excitement or despair. Have you ever made a resolution in the heat of the moment, only to abandon it when the emotion fades? I know I have. The sage advises setting goals in moments of calm and clarity, ensuring they're tied to your deepest emotions and backed by a rock-solid reason. If just thinking about your goal brings tears to your eyes and fire to your heart, he says, then laziness doesn't stand a chance. Now, the second cause, our tricky, mischievous mind. Oh, how relatable is this? The sage paints a vivid picture of how our mind plays games with us. Tell it to study, and it coos, "Let's rest for a bit first." Suggest meditation, and it counters, "Tomorrow morning during Brahma Muhurta, the sacred hour is perfect." Of course, tomorrow never comes. Or if you dream of earning money, the mind scoffs. If it were that easy, wouldn't everyone be rich? I couldn't help but chuckle here because I've had these exact conversations with myself. Haven't you? So, what's the antidote to this mental trickery? The sage's advice is delightfully cunning. Fool your mind as it fools you. When it says, rest for a while, retort, why just a while? Let's rest forever, but only after we finish this task. The man, intrigued yet skeptical, asks, but how long can I keep fooling my mind? The sage's reply is a gem. As long as you want to keep laziness out of your life, either you fool it or it fools you. Isn't that a wake-up call? It's a playful yet profound reminder that we must take charge of our inner dialogue. But it's not just the mind. Our body plays a role too. The man confesses that even when he wants to work, his body feels sluggish, drained of energy. The sage nods knowingly and says, you can outsmart your mind, but how do you outsmart your body? Energy comes from food, but if you eat lifeless, heavy meals just for taste, how will your body thrive? He urges choosing food that fuels, not food that burdens. Light, nourishing, energy-rich meals that don't sap your vitality and digestion. I could almost hear some of you nodding, thinking of that post-lunch slump after a heavy meal. Been there, right? Finally, the third cause, the company we keep. The sage's words here are a stark warning. You are most influenced by the people around you. If your friends are lazy, prone to procrastination, you'll inevitably mirror them. Bad habits spread faster than good ones. He advises, with a tone both firm and compassionate, leave the company of idlers. Surround yourself with the energetic, the driven. And if you can't find such people, learn to be alone. This struck me deeply, friends. How often do we cling to familiar circles even when they drag us down? Sometimes solitude is the greatest teacher. By now, the man is overwhelmed but eager. Muniver, where do I even start? He asks. The sage offers a step-by-step guide. Craft a clear, heartfelt goal with a strong why behind it. Outsmart your mind's excuses. Nourish your body with the right food. Fix your sleep and wake-up times and make space for exercise and meditation. Set deadlines for tasks to train your brain for discipline. And crucially, choose your company wisely. If you follow these steps, the sage assures, laziness will vanish from your life. The climax of this tale, friends, is not a dramatic event, but a quiet, powerful resolve. The man, inspired, declares, I must start driving away my laziness right now, this very moment. The sage smiles, affirming, yes, waiting for the right time is just another trick of the mind. And isn't that the emotional core of this story? How often do we wait for perfect conditions only to realize there's no such thing? The right time is now, always now. As I reflect on this encounter, I'm moved by its simplicity and depth. Laziness isn't just a personal failing, it's a symptom of deeper voids, lack of purpose, self-awareness, and positive influence. But the beauty lies in the remedy. It's within our grasp. We can choose our goals, challenge our excuses, nurture our bodies, and curate our surroundings. It's a call to action wrapped in ancient wisdom, reminding us that transformation begins with a single, intentional step. So, my dear listeners, I ask you, what are you waiting for? Are you caught in the cycle of tomorrow like our friend in the story? Or are you ready to make this moment the turning point? Let's take inspiration from this lazy man who dared to seek change. Maybe today, right after this episode, you can jot down one goal that sets your heart ablaze. Or perhaps outsmart your mind when it whispers later. Whatever it is, start small, but start now. Thank you for joining me on this journey of wisdom and self-discovery. If this story resonated with you, share it with someone who might need a nudge. Let's keep this conversation alive. Drop your thoughts or struggles with laziness in the comments or send me a message. Until next time, keep seeking, keep growing, and remember, the right time is always now. See you soon on Life Philosophy.